It's really interesting because most times it's that particular project that you really did not invest so much in that people get to love. Like, I can't really explain, but let me just show you something. I made a product label design just recently, and this is what it looks like. If I were to show you the full project as well, you would see what the full project looks like. Let's get it. Pixellab folder, and here's the full project. Yeah, this was the final output, and it really caused a stir on all of my social media. Everybody was like, wow, amazing. But to think that this was really a very simple design that took me little to nothing to achieve. But then, oh well, I thought to myself, why not create a tutorial as to how you were able to create this design. Okay, so today's video will be doing a product label design in Pixellab, and we're replicating this product label design. Now, if you notice, this text is a text effect, a PSD text effect, and there is a separate video on how to edit PSD text effects, which I'm going to link in the description of this particular video. You can just check it out. You will be able to create a video. You'll be able to create a text effect rather with that video after watching that video. PSD text effect, you'll be able to edit it after watching that video. So make sure that you watch the video, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe. It doesn't take anything to subscribe. Go ahead, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, tell me I'm doing well, for God's sake. Leave a comment and let me know if you found it useful. Let me know what other tutorials I should do next. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So when it comes to a product label design, the first thing you want to get right is the size of the label you are designing. So in this case, I used a custom size 816 by 318 width by height. This was the size that I used. So should we clear everything? Okay, let's just clear everything. So default, and then 816 by 308. By the way, this video might get long along the way. I wouldn't want that to happen, but it just might get long. So as a pro tip, you can play this video in 2x, just to save time, or 1.5x. So first thing is to add your base shape. Usually, since I like to do my background color with a shape instead of going the normal way. The normal way is that people come down here. I've enabled tap on my screen so that you can see where I'm typing on. They come down here rather and click on color, and then they give their background a color. But not me. I don't know, for some reason I find it better and more flexible to add a shape that covers the entire background and then use it as my background. So okay, let's just hit the check mark and give our background a white color. Why I'm giving it a white color is so that we'll be able to differentiate our workspace from the other space. All right, so just like that. Let's just import. Let me lock this layer, and then let's import the original distance so that we'll be working with it. It should be here on Pixellab. So this is it. So we have a gradient color as our background, and I used a square shape. So you add your square shape and then go to color. Let me hide this. Go to color, then enable color, then go to gradient right here, and under gradient you want to use the plus button. Now this is the gradient already, but let me just show you how to add it yourself. So let's assume it's not there. Let's just say, so this is the gradient. You want to tap on this bar right here and this bar. After each bar, you do it one after the other. After each bar, you tap on the bucket icon, add the color. So let's start with this first one. Tap on the bucket icon, and it was sort of like a yellow. Is it yellow now? Like a dark. So, and then this side was a lighter yellow, a brighter yellow. So it was something like this, but not exactly it. Okay, so I think this faded. So just to save our time, let me use this preset. I'm going to let you copy it. So for here, just copy for bar number 1, let me tap on the bucket. You can see the color code here, FFE577. So what you want to do is come to your Pixellab, click on edit and type FFE577 and click on OK. Alright, then for this second one, it's FEB, sorry, I just messed it up, FEBA00. Yeah, so these are the color codes for this. Now check mark. So this is for our background. Now another thing I did was that I added another gradient on top of this. So come back to shapes, add the square shape, stretch it out to fill everywhere. I'm adding a transparent. This is the particular one here, this one. So it just gave it a kind of vibe, though it was not very obvious because I reduced the opacity. So basically the same way you did, tap here, tap on this, and then tap on the bucket, and make sure your slider is on the extreme, this third slider, make sure that it is on the extreme left, transparent. Then this slider, the color code is BB3F00, BB3F00. So just do that, and then of course the opacity is not that much, just so that it's just so we have an opacity of like 48. Let's leave it at 50, let's leave it at 50 so that it will be a round number. Okay, so let's check out again our design. Now our background is kind of set, but if you look into this background a bit more, let me zoom into it so that you see, you'll notice something going on here in the background. That is like what do I call it now, it's like this excitement, sales something. I got this from Pinterest. By the way, all the resources used in this particular label design will be linked in the video description, so make sure you subscribe and click on the video description. You see the link to the resources used. You can click on it and download all of them and go ahead and practice. So let's import that. Alright, so we're importing. Let me lock this layer as well, just lock every layer, and then let's import this thing. Remember I said I'm going to link all of the images used in this design in the description. Yes, and by the way, if I didn't just wake up and start designing, right? Okay, you see it has a white background, so just scroll to erase color and click on erase color. It takes away the white. Then we can change the color to, like, I think this red is okay. I think this red was what I used, the normal red, but a bit darker, not too dark. I can't remember the exact red I used, but all I know is that the opacity was dropped and the size was increased to a very, very high size, like a really, really high size, so that it covers then centralize. Alright, I'm still going to drop the opacity a little bit more so that it's not too obvious. Then lock that layer as well. Now I wanted to say something, that when I got this job, I didn't just jump in and start designing. I went on Pinterest and I searched for similar design. This is the way to actually design. You first of all look for inspiration, especially if you're new to that kind of design. Okay, so I searched for inspiration, and yeah, I did not copy anybody's design. The inspiration I got is what drove me and what helped me to know what a palm oil product label design usually looks like. I searched for what was existing and then started finding everything. So the text, okay, before we add the text, let's just add, we had some shapes here that had a particular color. I think I'll just pick the color using this plus tool, and then dropper tool here, dropper tool. I'll just go to this design and pick the color, even though it was a gradient. Yes, it was a gradient, so let's go to gradient, plus button, this side, let's pick the color, pick here, check mark. Okay, then this side, let's also pick the color, darker red. Okay, I think it was one color. Anyways, the color code, sorry, I didn't show you guys the color code. The color code is 850 100. Click on OK. This was it. Then copy. Okay, make sure you centralize it. Then copy that same shape you just added, but this time around we are changing the color. Color is like a carton color. So I'll just go back to this image, see what I did. I didn't do anything hard. Let me take it easy again. Go to color, go to the plus button here. You can see the tabs on my screen. Go to the dropper, click on dropper, then find that our original image. I'm just trying to pick a color so you can actually zoom in to have precise search. And yeah, this is it. If you look here, you would see the color that you are finding. So yeah, that's the color. Click on the check mark. The color code is B98650. B98650. So you can copy that, write it somewhere. Oh dear, I just forgot to put it. So let's type B98650. That was the color code, right? Yes. Okay. Alright, then this is going to go to the back of this. Yes, that was how I did that. And okay, I need to adjust it a bit, so I'm using the movement tool to do some adjustments. It may not be all so perfect because of course this is a tutorial video, and if I try to make it to be all perfect the way the original one was, I might miss out on a number of things. Right then, and of course I'm not going to be doing everything. Like this whole right top, for example, I don't think I'll be adding, or should we just add it? Okay, let's just add it to make the design have some weight and balance. So let's go to Pixellab. I'll just use Google Lens. I'm going to edit this. I just want to use Google Lens to extract the text. So I want to crop it so that the extraction is a bit more precise, Let's just save copy. By the way, Google Lens is a very great tool for sourcing for design resources as well as copying text. So let's just use Google Lens to extract the text. I just need the text, so I'm just going to copy and then head back to Pixellab. Please save my project. Okay, yes, my project is still safe. So add text. I forgot to save as project. That's one thing you should not be forgetting, by the way. So yes, this was the text that was here. The size was somewhere around 11 or 10. Can't really remember, but okay, I need to centralize this, guys. Alright, so I still need to drop the size a bit. The font that was used in the original design is Montserrat. So let's search for Montserrat, but different lengths. I think I used Montserrat regular. Then I used different widths of the font. Then I used Montserrat black for the brand name. This is called emphasis, and it's very important in your design. Yes, of course, our color for the text will be black. If you notice, it's gray. It's not pure black, so black. We have it as pure black. I need to drop this spacing so that it will show better. So yes, we have our first text. Now let's leave the text. I don't think the text is really an issue for now. We have other things like this center frame. I think this was the beauty of attraction in this design. Once I settle how that was achieved, I'm going to end the tutorial video. So let's import the elements that are required. What's going on? Let's import the elements that are required for that. So the first thing is that green frame that you see, which is this green frame here. Reduce the size. We have a very small workspace that, because it's a label design, so we're kind of limited by size. And usually when I import images like this, I like to reduce their brightness so that it kind of looks a bit more natural. I like to reduce the brightness and increase the contrast. Not so much though, but I just like doing that. So we have this. Okay, I think we might need to just shift this, shift it a bit so that our text on the other side will show better. Okay, so we had this. Then we have some other orishirishi around it. we had the palm oil, palm kernel, which is these images. Actually, the client sent me these images. Yes, the client sent me these images, and all I did was to enhance them, remove the background, and every one of those things. So we had this image, which I think, did I let her use it? Let's check. Okay, I did not use it. I did not use this. What I used was the other one. Yeah, it was this one that we eventually used. The palm kernel, and I think palm front too. There are two types of this label. I don't think this is the correct one, or is it? Okay, it is. So drop the size, just drop the size. Like I said, this was one of those projects that was really simple, but for some reason people were fascinated by it. So I just reduced the brightness so that red will look much more enticing. Remember, it's a product label design and you want it to be attracting. This is the first thing the audience will see when they are buying this our product, right? So it needs to be enticing enough. These are secrets in creating these things. Then we have of course the label, the brand label. Let's just use this. This is the original brand label. I'm just going to crop out the white part and leave the rest in a circle. Okay. Of course, you're supposed to remove the background if you can, but I'm not about to waste our time doing that. Then we centralize it using relative position. Go down. I think the size still needs to go down. So yes, we're going to adjust it. Bring it to the center there where it is supposed to be. Okay, then we have our label. Next up is the nutritional label. Is it nutritional? Not nutritional now. This 100% organic, that was not created by me. That is just a PNG that I found online on the internet. So I just searched for 100% natural sticker and I got this, and I simply removed the background, and here we have it. We have my 100% natural this and that. The other one was simply a shape that I masked with the color green. I think yes, it was the color green that I used, and then it was just a shape. Now I'm not trying to be as exact as the first one, so yes, we have this, something like this. Maybe not exactly it, but something like this. Okay, let's go back to what we are, the original stuff we are replicating, and see. Yeah, okay, so there was a mask, and to achieve that mask, all I did was bring in a circular shape, just a circle that is about the same size with that 100% natural. Let me zoom in so that you see what I'm saying. A circle that is about the same size with this guy. So let's see if it's the same size. Oh, I just messed it up. Let's just mix it up again. Okay, I still messed it up again. Come on. Okay, so I think this is close. Then all you want to do is merge this and this. Merge them. And after you've merged them, go to erase color and just erase. The white part goes out and you're left with the green part. Now of course there's more to this. I needed to shift that circle, so you see it's not fitting very well. That circle either needed to increase in size, or let me increase the size. It either needed to increase in size or shift inside a bit more. So let's just position it better and merge it again. I'm not trying to be accurate or perfect or anything in this tutorial. I just want to show you how I achieved a simple design that I achieved. So yes, I think this is a bit better than that other one. Then For the text effect on it, okay, we also had these floating leaves that were there too on top, but just a part of it. I think just this part. I cropped it and had only this part to be on it. Reduce the size. Reduce. Wow, this video has gotten to 20 minutes. That was what I was avoiding. So let's see. Let's really see if we got it correctly. Yes, it was only that part that came in. So we had those floating leaves, just that part coming, and there were two of it. So copy two of it. One was down, one was here. Right, then now for the nutritional label or the nutritional information, I designed that one separately. So let me just show you. I just hope that when I come back I'll be able to recover this work, but I designed that one separately and then saved it as a PNG. I'll show you. When you see it, you will know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. So yes, this is the nutritional label. This is it. I designed it separately. Let me give it a background color so you see everything. I typed everything one after the other. The client actually supplied me with this information. I typed everything one after the other. You can see that this is a text that can be moved. This, I typed everything, then saved it as a PNG, and then brought it back. What is the time? Okay. Oh, sorry. I should cover this one. I covered the wrong one. I should cover 44. Yes. So I saved all of that and then brought it as a PNG into this workspace. Alright, so the rest of everything is just PNG. The campus, paddy, this that you see here, this text effect, it's a text effect, so it's now a PNG image. I don't know if I should take the time to show you how that PNG image. In fact, we are done with this work. I'm not going to go further because every other thing, observe that every other thing that is remaining is mere text. Every other thing that is remaining, this is text, this is text, this is text. So in a product label design, there are other jara that you can add, find space and add things like this icon, things like proudly Nigerian. You can download these icons. Things like dispose properly, things like a barcode. This is a barcode. You can add all of those. So yes, in a final review of the design, I think I eventually added all of those things. Let me show you the final review. At this point, even the product name was changed to Kitchen Pride and all of that. But observe here, you would see that I added those few things. I added the size 500 milligram. I added palm fronts here. All of these resources will be made available to you in the description of this video. So let me quickly show you how to do this text effects thing, or how I did this text effect thing on my smartphone. Make sure your internet connection is strong. I did it using Photopea.com. So the actual font size for this was 8, size 8. So take note of that. Size 8 was the actual font size. Now these things may look as if they are small. It's because we have a small workspace. But when you're saving, make sure you save in very high resolution. For example, the size is 816 by 318. When I was saving, I multiplied everything by 10 basically to increase the resolution. These are secrets that I taught in my free ebook on how to print your smartphone designs. Also, the link to get that free ebook will be down in the description. So let's go to our browser. We're using Chrome, and in this I'll just show you how I got that text effect. So visit Photopea.com. Photopea.com is like an online alternative of Photoshop. And before you visit here, there's a text effect that you need to download. I'll show you the name of the text effect. It's free. It's on FreePic. Once you download it, you can go ahead and use. The name of the text is Happy Mother's Day Editable Text Effects from FreePic. Of course, I also put the link. So once you come on Photopea, you click on Open from Computer here, and then it will bring out, you select that text effect or any text effect at all that you want to bring into your design space, be it a gold text effect, whatever. PSD text effects are everywhere. You just open that up and open photopea.com. You download it rather, open Photopea. Usually it takes a while, but make sure that your internet connection is very strong. Then click on open from computer, select the text effect and wait for it to load. If your phone RAM is not good or big enough, your phone processor is not good enough, this will take a long time. In fact, it can actually cause your phone to genuinely lag and lag very well. So you can see it's already taking a lot of time. Alright, so if you are used to Photoshop, you observe that everything that is here is the way Photoshop is. This is an online alternative to Photoshop that works on mobile, on PC, anywhere, as long as there's an internet connection and your RAM is strong enough. So the text effect has opened, and most times, if not every time, it opens two pages. Let's call it 2 pages, 2 projects. Now, one of the projects is a dummy project, just there's nothing you can do inside. And how do you know that? You click on this layer panel here, the layer panel, that is it there. So just click there, and if you see the layer, the page on which all of these things are on, that is the main one. So we've seen that it is this one. Then that means we'll just delete this other one. We'll just press the X that is here and delete it, because that one is a dummy project, and we'll preserve this one that has all of these layers. Now notice all these layers are named. For example, text is named now, and you see this I too. It tells you which layer do you want to show, which layer do you want to hide, which layer do you want to reveal. So anyone at all you want to hide, just click on the I that is beside it. Make sure your phone RAM is strong enough to carry this. So let's say we want to hide text. Let's just hide text. Okay, so it's taking a little time, but it's going to hide eventually. Just Photopea has a way of, Photopea can be really frustrating. Like when I say frustrating, I mean really frustrating. In fact, if I have heavy text effects to edit on my phone, I make sure I clear my cache, I make sure I clear my internal storage, I make sure I have enough RAM, good enough. This phone is a 4 gig RAM Redmi phone, and yeah, it tries, but then it has limits. There are some text effects that it lags my phone completely. So you see the text that were here all over this place, they are no more there. Now what you want to do, or what I did, or what you want to do in fact for any PSD template, any text effect you are editing, is that once you click on the panels, the layer panels, you see that place where it was written double tap to edit. I'm trying to tap here, I don't know why it is not responding. That is Photopea for you. So once you tap on your layers, this place where it is written your design here, that place, you double tap. If I zoom in, you'd see a small box, that very small box there. Double tap on it as quick as you can. Double tap, just double tap on it. You see it opens up a new workspace. Look at this. This is our first workspace, and this is the new workspace that's open. The new workspace carries that text that you want to edit. So what you want to do is to also double tap on this text that you want to edit. Now take note, there's a font that appeared. Okay, to know the font, in case you want the original font of your text effect, to know the font, just tap on this TT that is here. That's for everything with fonts, both the font size and everything, and you can see the name of the font that was used, the Augusta. And if you want to maintain that font, you have to open another tab, make sure you download this particular font, and then import it into Photopea. Yes, that it can be stressful, but then in this case, let's not use the original font. So just double tap the text and write anything that you want to write. So let's say portal. I want to write portal, right? So just once you're done typing, click on the check mark here on top, and it should be fine. Okay, let's click on this arrow, you see the arrow, the pointer tool, or whatever it is called, and then we can drag our text to the center. If your text is aligned very well, those red lines, they will align well. Now let's go to text and change our font. So let's use Montserrat. That's like one of the most popular fonts everybody uses. Some fonts are inside of here by default. All right, so we're using the default fonts, and then we don't want the regular, we want like the black. Okay, so yeah, it takes a while for some things to take effect in this place. So you see there's black, the spaces in between the letters are too much. That is what tracking is all about. This tracking you see there, that is what it is all about. So I'm going to go to tracking and I'll make it to 50 and then click the arrow. Okay, the letters are going to, you see, it just came closer together. So once you're editing that is here, if you want it to be in uppercase, put it in uppercase. Make sure you do all your editing here. Make sure it is also centralized, even though that is not like a must, but it will make the work easier for you later on. Make sure it is centralized. Then you want to file right up here, file. Once you're done, click on file and then click on save smart objects. Save smart object. It's going to say saving smart object. If you look, it takes a while. Like I told you, not Pixellab now, Photopea takes a lot of patience. So you see it has written smart objects updated, but usually I've found out by experience, if you just wait, don't rush to go and check it, just wait a little bit, then after a few minutes or seconds rather, you can now click on the previous workspace that you had. I don't know what it's called, zip page. Just click on it. You see, even now it's still wasting time to show it to me, so just be patient with Photopea. Once you click one thing and you're sure you clicked it, don't over click, just wait, especially if your phone RAM is struggling. So yeah, did we click it that first time? I think we did, so let's just wait, let's just be patient. Should I click it again? Let me click it again. I'm sure we clicked it the first time, so this is the second time we're clicking it. Let's just wait. You can see that if you return back to the original workspace, it has updated the text effect. Now all you want to do to save your text effect is to go back to the layer panel of this your main workspace and then hide everything else apart from the design. Not really everything else per se, but you want to hide the background, you want to hide additional information, you want to hide additional information, you want to hide the background so that it will be a PNG, and I think basically those are the main two. So let's hide, click the eye icon and also click the eye icon. Like I said, Photopea takes a lot of patience, a whole lot of patience. So you just wait. Oh my god, why is there no internet connection? I just noticed something went off with my internet connection. So we've succeeded in hiding the background. As you can see, the eye is unchecked. Instead of hiding this, that was all we needed to hide. So just click the layer tool, not the layer tool now, the layer panel again, just to cross check and oversee, be sure that everything that needs to be hidden has been hidden. I have a feeling we're supposed to also hide this edition, this one that is blue. I have a feeling we're supposed to hide it, but what happened? The background did not go. Oh my god, the background did not go. Let's click it again. Go on, and we are pretty sure, at least to the best of my knowledge, that every other thing we don't want has been taken away. Like I said, I have a feeling we should remove this edition, but just so that we don't take our time anymore, let's just leave it. But make sure you cross check yours very well. So a good tip would be, let the background be the last thing that you remove every other thing and see how it affects the text effect. Then after you're sure everything has gone, you can now remove the background as the last thing. Then now, to save the final effect, go to file up here, click on file and then click on export as, and then click, of course, on PNG because you want it as a transparent image. Then it's going to bring up a menu. Make sure you don't have any ad blockers on your browser when you're using Photopea. If not, after suffering to edit everything, it will tell you that it cannot save. So you can rename the text effect, or you can save it the way it is. Anything you want, you can do at this point. So let's just test and we're good to go. So you can just click on save. The text effect is going to download automatically after you click on save. The download should start right about now. Yes, downloading file. You can now go back to your design software, Pixellab. Text effect as a normal PNG transparent image without a background, and you can use it. So like I said, Photopea requires a whole lot of patience, and that is how I was able to do this text effect on this design, and that is how you can actually be able to edit any PSD text effect at all using your smartphone. So like I said, the link to the text effect will be in the description box below. You can download it, and at this point, I mean, you should be subscribed already because you don't want to miss out on all the amazing tutorials that will be coming up on this channel. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, please like this video, and yes, it's okay to share the link to your friends, and yes, it's also okay to leave a comment and tell me what kind of tutorial I should create next. With that being said, my name is Onyedika Israel, and this was the Portal of Value. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.